Hey everybody, I'm still sort of testing this to see if we're live. For those of you that are tuning in, welcome. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes just to let everybody log on and get situated. Today, first of all, welcome to my new office. This is very exciting. But today we're going to have a little state of the chapter, and hopefully I'll be able to learn a little bit more about what kind of feedback you can give me about how we're doing as a chapter, what you'd like to see, that sort of thing. So hopefully this will work here shortly. All right, perfect. I think we're good, and just so you know, it is a 30-second delay, so it'll take me a little bit. I'll give everybody a little extra time to participate in the polls and things like that, so hopefully that will work out. Let me close some of my other things down, because I think my stream is a little slow. Perfect. Great, so now I'm going to go ahead and transition to our presentation. So let me skip my notes here. All right, so again, welcome to the November meeting. Since we couldn't get together face to face, thank you all for everything you've been doing. We're just going to do a little update about the state of the chapter and give an opportunity for feedback. So here's an overview of what we'll be going over today. First, we're going to recap where we are. We're going to talk about some new changes that we've had with communication, talking about upcoming elections, fundraising, programming, our SREC. We're going to do a couple of polls and talk a little bit about feedback. So with that, where we've been so far. So in our September meeting, we had 12 attendees. That included 7 suppliers, 4 planners, and 1 retiree. In October, our meeting was unfortunately canceled, and we did have 2 suppliers, 5 planners, and 1 retiree that was planning on attending. Oddly enough, that session was on emergency management. So with the hurricane, that was the main reason for canceling, though I'm not completely satisfied with those numbers. At least we were looking forward to having a good meeting. However, we do hope to bring our emergency management speaker back in for another time, hopefully in June. So that is in the works. Here we are in November. Our meeting, face-to-face meeting, was canceled, and hopefully this will be a good supplement to that. We only had 6 suppliers for that meeting, so I'm a little disappointed in that, but at least we're able to sort of get together via this update and see what we can do. Next, we have December. So just next week on Tuesday, we're going to have a late afternoon/evening event at Double Barley Brewing. I'm hoping that you all can make it. Of course, who doesn't love a little back of house tour about with the brewery in terms of brewing their beer and understanding the process, and maybe finding out some pairings that we might have in the future for our food and wine events. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully that will all work out. Next, we're still in good shape with our membership. We have a little graph here. Our planner to supplier ratio is 55.1%. We've got 27 planners, 22 suppliers, and 5 retirees. It's a good ratio. The actual planner to supplier ratio does not include our retirees. So we are still at 55.1. We can take on a few additional suppliers without jeopardizing our 50-50 ratio. National actually no longer penalizes us monetarily for being less than 50-50, which is great. However, our goal is still to maintain the 50-50 ratio, and as a nice incentive, we should definitely take advantage of this. If you can get a planner to join SGMP, you can get a free meeting. And that is open to both planners and suppliers. So I hope you all take advantage of that. All right. Next, I don't know, we're gonna move on to communications, and I don't know if anybody has been to our website recently, but if not, you should check it out. Okay. We've revamped it. I think it looks awesome. Hopefully it's a little bit easier to use, but of course we're always welcome to your feedback. If you want to tell us what would make it even easier to use, what kinds of things that you'd like to see featured on our website, we're always looking to improve. So hopefully, we can make those changes in the future. I know this came from a lot of feedback that we had been providing to the communications committee, and I think they've done a stellar job. Something else that's new are the way our emails look. Now, every time we have an update from the website, you still should be getting an automatic email from the news feed. However, we have started something new, and we are using a different email client to advertise our monthly meetings. So hopefully you've taken notice that you now have photos and a little bit more HTML descriptions about the monthly meeting, and that you can still RSVP to the meetings directly through the email. So hopefully in the next couple of months, we will have some more statistics and information about how the click rate, if people are opening the emails, if they're clicking on the emails. I really like this measurement tool, and I'm hoping that that will continue to be fruitful for us and that you all enjoy it. So just a quick poll about the changes to the website. I want to know how you feel about the changes to our website. So this is new. You can text your answer into the poll. So you can say very positive, positive, neutral, negative, very negative, or I didn't notice the change. So I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to see, because I realize we're on a delay, to get your answers in. And as you're responding to the question, get out your phones, go to the website listed and cast your vote, and hopefully those will start to show up. So I'm going to give everybody a minute. Hopefully this works. I tested this earlier, so someone thinks it's very positive. I know you're probably surprised that we got out our phones for this, but I'm hoping that this will work out. For those of you, as I'm waiting for your responses to come in, I will tell you that on the side there is a chat feature, so you can send me a message. Susan Hutchinson has said this is awesome. It loads a bit slow, but she loves it. Thank you, Susan. Hopefully we can do a little bit more of this. All right, so responses are starting to roll in about the changes to the website. Thank you guys for participating. This is great. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. Close some other things down while I do that to hopefully improve the stream. All right. I'm going to go ahead and continue on. I've got another poll. Keep your phones out because there will be another poll. So, how have the changes to the SGMP website affected your interest level? Would you say you're much more interested, neutral, much less interested, or you did not notice the change? Go ahead and send in your answers now. Again, you can only vote once. Oh, sorry. That's my fault. Go ahead and vote one more time as they just needed to be activated. There we go. We have one vote in. Good, so some people are much more interested. We're split now, about 50-50. Apologize for the buffering, guys. I realize that the stream is not quite as fantastic as I'd like it to be. It's sort of going in and out from what I understand, so. Again, I'm going to give people just a couple more seconds. All right. So, looks like pretty neutral about it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to ask you about emails now. So, how do you feel about the changes to the emails that you received? So would you say it's very positive, positive, neutral, negative, very negative, or you didn't notice? Now again, as I just spoke before, we did change up our emails. You should still be getting the automatic emails from the website as soon as we post new content. I know for a while there we had some email overload where you were getting the email as the website prompted it because of the new post, and then the MailChimp client that we're using was also giving another update with a different format. So I did feel like it was a little bit email overload there for a little while, but hopefully in the changes to the emails, even though you're still receiving a mix of emails, have been positive. But if not, we of course want to go back to the drawing board and see how else we can, better engage people. So again, if you can give me your thoughts about the changes to the emails you've received. So far I just have one respondent that it was positive. And if you are just joining us, please respond. You can respond either on that website or text that code, Danielle RIVE 077 to 22333. You only have to do that once, and then you can decide to vote. I am coming up in a couple of slides going to get to some text voting. So more than just multiple choice, you should be able to text vote. All right. Looks like you just have one vote about the changes to the emails you've received. Perhaps it's the stream that's slow. Hopefully that will continue to get better. Let's move on to the next one. How have the changes to the email communication affected your interest level with SGMP? Would you say you're much more interested, neutral, much less interested, or I did not notice the change to the email communication? Again, I'm going to give folks just a couple of minutes to say if they liked it, they didn't like it, they were neutral. All right, we've got one person that is neutral about it. Someone is much more interested. Again, keep your phones out. Upcoming next, we have a text response. So I know that folks are going to be really good at texting. I just have this feeling. More than just a multiple choice letter. So. All right, just going to give folks a few more seconds. I know this is a little different as we've, like I said, I'm trying something new. I'm learning lots of things right now about the live stream. It seems like maybe folks are not able to view this quite as easy. Let me see. I'm wondering if I can make some changes on my end. I don't know that I can right now, but let me see. All right. With that, I'm going to keep on going. Hopefully, a minor change that I've made will go ahead and help people with the viewing. So let me go back to, all right. So now we have a text question. So this is your opportunity to give us feedback, and I say us meaning the board. So if you would please provide one thing you'd like to see improved, either with the website or with email communication. So in that same text to 22333, you can go ahead and send me some feedback about what you'd like to see improved with either the website or the email communication. And as you respond, your responses should pop up. And of course, we're open to changes as the purpose of this question is to make changes. So if you think we're sending too many emails, or you think we're sending too few emails, I'd love to hear that information. So go ahead and text that in. Also, if you'd like something improved, it could also be in the newsletter if, since we're talking about communication, if that's something that you have on your mind. I am happy to take that feedback back to our board, who is working really hard, by the way. So we're going to talk next about our board positions and the upcoming elections. Nothing about one thing you'd like to see improved, huh? We must be doing a really, really great job reaching everybody. If there's any feedback you have would be great. Or if you think it's amazing. Hey, it doesn't have to be something you want to see improved. If you like the new photos. Okay, here we go. Make emails more timely. Sometimes they're a little too late for my planning. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can definitely work on the timing of our emails going forward. We definitely want to allow everybody enough time to plan for things. Later on in the presentation as well, I'm going to go ahead and talk briefly about what we have coming up in the emails, in the programming, things like that. So hopefully you'll be able to plan both for your fundraising, for the elections, for programming, all those things. So, all right. Perfect. Let's move on. Let's talk briefly about elections. It is an election year for our chapter, and that means we are going to be in a time of transition. So basically, that means it's your opportunity to make change. It's your opportunity to become a board member, to make change in this organization. I would like to say that maybe you think everything's great, but that doesn't mean we don't need your help. We're always looking for fresh new ideas, and we would love, love, love to have your engagement. So National, in the new year, should definitely be releasing their new election schedule. Sorry, doing too many things at once. They're releasing their election schedule for our chapter. So as soon as we have that information, you should look on that in your inbox. The board needs both planners and suppliers. So we, of course, would like the ratio of these to be as close to 50-50 as possible, which would mean something like 5 planners and 4 suppliers, or vice versa. However, our current structure has 7 planners and 2 suppliers, and do believe we need to have at least 2 suppliers or 2 planners on the board. As you can see, here, the president and first vice president are both planners. The second vice president is a supplier. And then going down through the list, secretary, treasurer can be either a planner or supplier. The 3 directors that we have can also be a mix, though we do need at least 1 planner and at least 1 supplier. And the third one can be either or. And of course, you have the immediate past president, which could be myself, or currently is Diana McCullers. So that would be a planner as well. So Diana will be providing a timeline soon. I hope that you consider becoming a board member. I haven't polled our current board yet as to find out who will be remaining on, though I do hope most of them do. Obviously, the success of this chapter is based on you, the members, seeking these leadership positions. So I will tell you that I know lots of folks are probably great where they are, but those looking to advance, putting a board position on your resume is a great builder. This, along with the SGMP certification, was one of the reasons I was hired for my current position over here at ECU. So keep that in mind. It's a great resume builder. And if you have any questions about what these positions entail, I'm happy to answer them. I know that everybody works hard every month. There's definitely monthly meetings, and then just trying to recruit more people to join committees and things like that. So again, I have more details. If you're interested, you can just go ahead and email me. I'll have my email posted at the end of the presentation. All right. Let me go ahead and go to the next. All right, let's talk briefly about fundraising. So fundraising, first of all, we'll start with our bank balance as of October 31st. We have $5,223.13. One of the major anticipated expenditures for the spring is going to be the NEC, which is happening in Fort Lauderdale, Florida this year. It is going to be June 6th through the 8th. Again, that's June 6th through the 8th in Florida. I hope that folks are excited about going. I know this is the last national education conference that's going to be hosted, so I would love to have a good portion of the chapter go if funding is possible. We will also have some scholarships, so that's why fundraising is going to be really important for this particular year, and any year really. So I hope that you can all join us for NEC, and fundraising for that, hopefully we'll be able to offer a substantial scholarship to those that are able to attend. I do believe the national scholarship is also still open and probably going to close very soon. I wish I should have put that in this presentation. I'm sorry I did not, but be on the lookout. I know that the scholarship for national is out there. I know it entails a little bit of help in that if you receive a scholarship, they ask you to help out with introducing speakers, but that it is a really good opportunity for anybody that's interested in going to national. All right, next let's talk about the fundraising timeline. So in December, we are raffling the Hampton Inn & Suites Chapel Hill. It's a complimentary one-night stay, and tickets are on sale through the NC SGMP shop. The shop is something that I should have spoken about earlier when we talked about our website, but the shop is open. We have 50/50 raffles in there, the Hampton Inn. So please go through, send it to your friends and family. It does not have to be exclusive to our chapter. You can send them to our NC SGMP store to buy raffle tickets, to buy the raffle for the Hampton Inn. Hopefully someone will win that one night stay. So best of luck. We will have that drawing in next week. So get those raffle tickets purchased. This just gives you an outline of everything else that's going on throughout the year. January and February, we're going to do a 50/50 raffle. In March, we don't have any fundraising activities. We are focusing on the Southeast Regional Education Conference. So I'm hoping folks can join us for that. We don't have any formal fundraising activities planned. Then in April, we're going to do another 50/50 raffle, but the main thing in March and heading into March is the planning for May, which is donations for our online and silent auctions. This can be anything from overnight stays to event experiences or tickets. Theme baskets have gone over really well, so get your colleagues together at work and put a theme basket together. Of course, homemade crafts and other goodies, whatever your forte is, please get those donations to Lori by April 1st, and you will see more information coming out about that. We do hope that we can have photos of all of our stuff and descriptions, and so Lori will have a form for you to fill out, so look for that in one of our upcoming emails, probably in the new year, so we can start thinking about those donations. The reason we want these in so early is because we want to be able to open the auction 2 weeks prior to the May 3rd event. And the silent auction itself will be in person at the meeting, but we will have items at the online auction where folks will be able to bid on those items. And we will have the close of that at our educational meeting in May. And then, of course, in June is the chapter online auction that's sponsored by National, which is, again, at the NEC in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We do take a good portion of the proceeds from items that come from our chapter. So if you have something you want to donate to the national, at the national level for folks to use, please go ahead and submit those. They will, of course, be soliciting that from you very soon, sometime in the spring, to prepare for the June conference. And of course, because it's online, even if you are not able to attend the June NEC, please be on the lookout for the online auction and be sure to get your bids in. All right, we're going to move on to programming. So, of course, we have the December meeting next week, which I already talked about, Double Barley Brewing. I hope that you can all make it. Then here are the dates for the rest of the year. January is our leadership topic, which is going to be determined. So I am still looking for a speaker, if anybody has any leadership speakers. Now, of course, if there's another topic that you're interested in seeing, I would love to hear from you, and we can hopefully have that person. In February, we have ways to create engagement through AV. Our big push this year is for the Southeast Regional Education Conference. I have a whole nother slide completely for that conference, so stay put for more information on that. In April, we're going to have a topic on business etiquette, contract negotiations on May 3rd, and hopefully emergency preparedness, as I mentioned, as a reschedule for our October meeting, and that is to be determined. Now, time for another text poll. What would increase your meeting attendance? The poll is active. There we go. Poll is now active. Get out your phones again. You can open that same exact text message and tell me what you think. What would increase your meeting attendance? I'll give you a few minutes to respond about that. Oh, and Cindy has also let me know that the NEC scholarship closes on December 16th. So definitely be on the lookout for that. You still have time to get a scholarship. All right, back to our poll. What would increase your meeting attendance? I don't want to sway anybody too much. Oh, there goes my Outlook. Sorry about that. All right. Less demands at work that would let me get away for the meetings. Gosh, don't we all have that? Less demands at work. I hear you. I hear you on that. I do wish I have also been victim of that here lately with demands at work. So hopefully we can all get some time away. Apologize for those that are struggling to get into this webinar. Sorry guys, I had closed my email as the hopes that that would help the buffering, but I'm seeing that the webinar going live is caused a little bit of problems. So I apologize about that. All right. Again, sorry, going back to our meeting attendance question. Less demands at work that would get away from meetings. I think for me too, I think the lunch meetings are the best, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and wait for that. All right. Thank you for your feedback about less demands at work. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Let's see if we can get back to my screen here. All right, another poll. Is the second Wednesday of the month still a good time to meet? So go ahead, keep your text messages open. It's a yes, simple yes or no. So is the second Wednesday still a good time to meet? This has been sort of our tradition, but I'm wondering if maybe a different day of the week might be better, or a different time of the month. Maybe the second week of the month is busier. Thanks for texting your responses in. I am looking over at the chat now. I understand that the sound has been pretty spotty. Jenny had a question about how large our chapter is. Thanks, Susan. Yes, 55 members. That was in an earlier slide. We are at 55.1% for planner to supplier ratio, so hopefully that helps. Well, it looks like some people, the second Wednesday of the month is not a good time. Oh, perhaps someone changed their vote. I didn't know you could change your vote. By the way, the poll service I'm using is called Poll Everywhere. It's new to me. I've not used this before, so I'm glad that the poll is working. Poll Everywhere. I know that we have had presentations in the past about polling audience response software. I know when I was at the School of Government, we used the keypads for Turning Point, but I love that this is electronic and digital, and you can just text your answer in. It is a free service for the first 25 participants, and then after that you can pay monthly. I think it's $19 a month. So Cindy Lee is testing our Poll Everywhere, because leave it to Cindy to try and break the software. Cindy texted yes, it was still a good time to meet, and then texted no, which changed her answer, and then texted back yes. I do have it set that you can only vote one time, which apparently it gave her an alert for the email. So yeah, figuring this out. It's great. Again, I apologize for the new technology. I know that it's not been so user-friendly, so I apologize about that. But if this goes well, once we can all sort of learn and figure it out together, that perhaps we can do more of these going forward. All right, so Wednesday, second Wednesday of the month was a little split. Keep your devices out. Let's talk about your preferred time of day to meet. We tried a breakfast meeting back in October, although we got rained out from the hurricane. I do still wonder if a breakfast meeting is possible, if that would be your preference, or perhaps lunch is sort of the main focus for this particular group. SGMP, this is the members chapter. This is your chapter. So definitely want to make sure that we are having meetings that are catering and work for you. So maybe lunch is still working for everybody, maybe something different. I actually don't know the attendance numbers for the December meeting currently. I was hoping to grab those before, but I ran out of time. But it is a late afternoon meeting, so hopefully that will draw some people that maybe wouldn't be able to get away otherwise, come for a late afternoon meeting and head home after that. I know sometimes the middle of the day is tough. I understand that breakfast wasn't very popular either, but hey, that's why I'm asking the question. Again, keep out your cell phones or visit that website to text your response in. So far it looks just one person thinks lunch is great, and that's great. Alrighty. Again, thanks everybody for using the chat feature. I think it's working well. Hopefully folks are able to join us and are watching. I see I have 14 watching. It's great. All right, I am going to continue on. How do you feel about the quality of SGMP programming? So, based on what you've seen, though I realize there's not a whole lot to compare, considering we've only had one face-to-face meeting in September, I'd like you to think more of not just about September, but probably over the past year about the quality of the programming that we've offered. You can text that Danielle RIVE 077 to 22333. You only have to do that once to join. Then all you have to do after that is select the letter of your choice. You can also go to pollev.com if that's easier. I feel like that would work good for folks that are using multiple screens that maybe don't have their cell phone out at work. Otherwise you can sort of flip back and forth, but thanks. I'm glad to hear that at least someone thinks it's good quality. Someone thinks it's neutral. Totally fine. Oh, more people think it's good quality. That's great. Oh, it makes me feel good that we're mostly doing a good job, right? But I understand that sometimes, feedback isn't, obviously feedback is very important, so sometimes things need improvement, and I get that. All right, I'm gonna give people just another minute. Get in your responses. Like I said, I know that it's a little different. Thank you for those that are helping one another, as I can't have 5 screens open. But yes, thank you guys for helping each other out as we get through this YouTube live thing. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one. All right, we're gonna talk about the SREC. So SREC is happening in Wilmington, and gosh, do I know how much this chapter loves going to Wilmington. I'm counting on you. I cannot say that enough. I am counting on you. This chapter is counting on you. So the website is up, sgmpsrec.com. There will be education. There will be a planner supplier expo. We really, really, really want you to come. At this point, the early bird registration deadline for planners is January 31st, and February 11th is the deadline to get a hotel room, so you can register now. You have 2 choices. You can request an invoice before January 31st to get the discount. You still need to make payment, but at least you have that invoice before January 31st. So let me go ahead and take you to the website. All right, you log into the website and this is what you see. All you need to do is click to learn more. Up here in the top is our registration tab. Everything is up there, all the registration pricing. And again, just as I talked about, the register now by credit card here, register now by invoice. The invoice is going to come directly from me. If you need a W-9, you can go ahead and download our W-9 there. Now, this is in conjunction with the Georgia Peach chapter, and again, I cannot stress enough about how important it is to have you all there. So, on the website, we also have the registration payment policy, cancellation refund, transfer policy. You can also join a planning committee that goes directly to my email. Information about exhibitors. Again, reserve a hotel room. Our exhibitor committee is going to get an expo floor plan together. Some important deadlines and about setting up for the expo. But I know the thing that you're most excited and most interested in is our schedule. So we do have a tentative schedule. So we have a pending keynote speaker in the works. I'm very excited about it. These other folks are also invited speakers. So hopefully this gets you a little bit of information on what to look forward to and everything like that. We also have our speaker tab. We started to put photos of our speakers and little bios about them, so feel free to check those out. If you want to be a sponsor, we do have sponsorship. If you become a conference sponsor, you will get your logo right here, front and center. We also have to thank our sponsor of SREC, the Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. They are helping us out, and so thank you to John Sneed and Jenna Davis and the crew. And so here's the sponsorship packages and things like that. So if you need an invoice or you want to pay by credit card, you have those options. Susan asked if we had a subject for the keynote for SREC yet. So sort of, yes. There is. We are still working on the details, so we have someone in the works that could potentially be pretty famous if we're able to come to an agreement. So hopefully that will be the case. I wish I could reveal more details, but I don't want to give it away before I have it completely in place. All right. Here is just the meeting location at the convention center. If you need a hotel, click on this. Anytime there's a plus sign on our menu here, that means there's an expansion. So, of course, the Hilton Wilmington Riverside is our hotel. The cutoff date is, as I said, February 11th. You should use code GMP to get a room. The group rate is $98 a night for both planners and suppliers, and you can extend your stay if you want. We also have getting here, ways to get to the convention center in Wilmington. Things to do takes you to the Wilmington and Beaches website, and About Wilmington also takes you to the CVB site. The next thing I want to highlight is our conference charity. Our conference charity this year is called A Safe Place, and it focuses on prevention and advocacy and provides assistance for victims of commercial sex trafficking and domestic sex trafficking. So this is a really great charity. I'm hoping that this is going to be easy to do. Things like toiletries, soap, shampoo, toothbrush, baby supplies, diapers and wipes, things that someone would need that is trying to flee from the sex trafficking and sexual exploitation. Anything that you think would be helpful to them. I think it's a really important charity. Jenny asked about a registration number for SREC to date. I do believe we have 7 or 8 people registered off the top of my head, but I will go ahead, I can try and confirm that for you all soon. If you do need to contact us, you have a question, there is a contact page as well, and the committee's members page, I believe, is password protected, so I think. Yes, so you won't be able to get to that, but everything else, as I said, is all here. Please go ahead and share it. You can also use our hashtag SGMP SREC 2017. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down. We have just a couple more slides, as I've talked about. All right, I'm still looking for speakers and topic recommendations for SREC. So here is your chance. If you have a speaker, please text it in, or if you have a topic, please text it in. Now, of course, the preference is that you have a great, fantastic speaker in mind for your actual topic. However, we are resourceful, and myself and EJ Wesley from the Georgia Peach chapter are heading up the programming committee. So any suggestions you have, we are open to that. Again, as you saw, we have some really great speakers, someone to talk about government contracting, someone to talk about negotiating, a presentation from our local CVBs. So there are lots of variety of speakers for the SREC, and we still do have a couple of holes to fill. So if you have some ideas, now is your chance. Or perhaps you're a speaker, or you have a really important topic that you would want to speak on. So I want to hear it. A friend of mine from grad school, Melissa Waller, who you all should know if you participated in last year's November webinar on contracts. She is going to be in attendance, and her and I are going to tag team a negotiation session. So hopefully that will just be one of many not to be missed sessions. So perhaps you have some expertise that you don't even know it. So if so, let me know. And again, this is your opportunity to submit a topic or speaker recommendation for the SREC. Hopefully folks are still able to see our presentation and are joining us. Looks like we still have 14 people watching the presentation, which is great. I'm taking your lack of response that no one has any ideas. surely you want to learn something, right? You can always learn something in the events industry, I find at least, whether that's a sales tactic or, like I said, we're going to have this session on negotiating, food and beverage. The sky's the limit. Myron just asked how many planners were on the call. I have 14 people watching, so hopefully that's helpful. Type you a response as well. Oh, the text isn't working. That's my fault. Sorry, y'all. Totally my fault. I apologize. Hopefully that clears it up. Oh, activating, not activating. Sorry about that, guys. Try those texts again. If you had an idea, try again. I would really appreciate it. Oh yeah, hi Jenny. Sorry that that text wasn't working. Apologies. Creative food and beverage ideas. To sort of help answer Susan Hutchinson's question earlier about the subject for the keynote, I do believe if we can get the proposed keynote speaker, that they will be talking about creative food and beverage ideas. So, all right. Sorry for the delay on that. That was my fault about not opening the poll. But I don't think we have any more polls, so rest assured. So, as I mentioned before, I really do love your feedback. It is really helpful. I know we have only had one face-to-face meeting, so I know in some ways it's really hard to, say we want to change a meeting and that sort of thing. I totally get that. Jenna, I saw your comment before. It's a little hard to multitask, so I did want to address that. The feedback is just so important, and I'm hoping that we can continue to bolster our attendance. And I would say try and spread the word about webinars. Something else that is interesting that I will share with you all about our monthly meetings is that I've asked National to consider decreasing the number of monthly meetings that we have to have. And they are going to ask the Guild trustees to reconsider the number of meetings we have to have face-to-face in a year. So I'm hoping that in the future that we can meet quarterly or every other month, something that's a little different so that we can get a lot more people involved in it as opposed to meeting monthly. I don't have a good answer about that now, but it is something that we had discussed. And so hopefully that will come through in our favor to try and meet a little less frequently than every single month, because I do know how hard it is for folks to get away. All right, I'm going to move to our final slides. Get back there. Of course, you can always get involved. Committees that are looking for members include fundraising, community service, and programming. I know that everyone that was responsive to our poll seemed fairly positive about the program they've seen, not just this year, but within the last year. So that's really encouraging. Though, again, we are open to your suggestions about topics and speaker recommendations. Perhaps your boss is going to be someone fantastic that can speak to our group. And of course, fundraising has gone from a one-woman show to a two-women show with Lori and Cindy, but they are always looking for your ideas and your help. And Carrie is also heading up community service right now, as Dana from Sea Trail has gotten a new position and is no longer the community service chair or with the chapter. So community service is looking for a new chair. And programming for this year is just about done, but of course we're always looking to get moving on next year's programming. So if you're interested in becoming the chair, please let me know. With that, thank you all so much for attending the webinar. I apologize for all of the committees that are working hard, for all of you that participated today, and I am hoping that we can make this just more fruitful in the future. Maybe we can go to more webinars and hopefully get everybody more on board, understanding our YouTube Live and getting on our chat. Thank you all for that who put in your answers on the polls for the chat, and thank you all for all that you do. We can't do this without you, and I'm hoping that we can get more people to the meetings, more people on committees, more people just engaged, and we'll see what happens from there. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to conclude our webinar. Any feedback you have about the webinar, about the chapter, and anything, I am certainly open. So I will transition and say bye, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully we can do this again soon. And I will be in attendance next week at the face-to-face. I hope that you all will be too. Go ahead and purchase those raffle tickets. Go ahead and bid on that auction, that raffle for the Hampton Inn and Suites item. We can't do it without you. Send it to your friends, send it to your family. I'm sure that they would love an opportunity for a one-night stay away, or perhaps a chance at the 50/50 raffle. So with that, I'm signing off. Thank you again. You have my email, so feel free to email any speaker topics, feedback, anything. We're constantly making changes. You saw that with our emails and our website. So thank you all again. Can't do it without you. I appreciate it.